welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And unfortunately, Tennessee went dark mode on us yesterday. And honestly, I kind of figured Tennessee was going to smash us. But there was just a little piece of me that was just holding out for some hope. And, Kentucky had the bye week, so I'm like, they got 2 weeks to prepare. So maybe we can put something together and we can be really competitive and potentially, sneak a little upset in there and mess up Tennessee's season. And, I hate Tennessee, to be honest with you. So that would have been the best thing to get this season back on track, would be for us to mess up Tennessee's chance to go to the national championship game. But unfortunately, man, we wasn't able to do it. And we just looked real bad. We couldn't get no offense going. We were giving up big plays on defense. It just overall, we didn't do anything well. And, a theme that's been happening all season to Kentucky is they haven't been able to get anything going in the first half, right? And normally they start to pick it up and play a little better in the second half, but for some reason, they just couldn't do anything against Tennessee. And the second half went just as bad as the first half, and we didn't end up, doing anything. We got one touchdown, and that was it. And, everybody had been trolling me because I had been talking so much shit because I hate Tennessee. I hate Duke. I hate Louisville. I hate Tennessee. And I slightly hate North Carolina. But mostly, I hate Louisville and Tennessee. So I have been going back and forth with a lot of people, and everybody was like, we're going to score 50. Even people that wasn't even Tennessee fans, they going to beat y'all. They going to score 50. And I was just like, yeah, right, there's no way that they're going to get 50 on Kentucky's defense. Because Kentucky's defense has actually probably been, one of the more bright spots of this season. They actually ain't been terrible, but they got lit up, and a lot of that probably is due to the fact that the offense couldn't really give them anything. They didn't really. I think they might have had. I can't remember if they finished the half, but I think the second half they might have got like 5 yards, man. So it was just pathetic, honestly. Will Levis didn't look really good. And the thing that's just kind of weird is, last year, Kentucky's offense really looked like a pro offense. And that was one of the reasons why I think a whole lot of the NFL draft board analysts was so big on Will Levis is because, he looked pretty good and he played in a pro-style offense. And this year, it's like, are they still playing in a pro offense? It doesn't really look like, for all the hype and everybody saying that he's an elite quarterback and, some people even saying he could potentially be the number one draft pick. It doesn't seem like Kentucky really has the confidence, and it might be because of the offensive line struggling the way they have been all season, but they just really don't seem to be letting him off the leash, it seems like. They do a whole lot of, suspect play calling. It just kind of seems like when you got an elite quarterback with a big arm, they don't really take enough shots down the field, and they pretty much just doing 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And I know that, there was moments where, like they probably shouldn't have lost the other 2 games to, Ole Miss and who was the second one that beat them? Not Mississippi State, but whoever it was, I can't even remember at this point. But they shouldn't have lost them other 2 games, probably. It was South Carolina, if I remember correctly. But they just really seem to not be able to do anything this whole season in the first half. And then they wake up. But when you playing teams like Tennessee, man, you can't wait and start playing ball in the second half. You got to get out the gate and start moving the chains and putting some points up. And you got to take some of the pressure off of the defense. And they just wasn't able to do it. The first quarter, they got their first little, their first touchdown. And then after that, They didn't do anything. And just nothing went right, you know. And the thing that hurts Kentucky and it hurts Will Levis is that they just consistently turn the ball over. Like, I'm pretty sure they probably had multiple turnovers or at least a turnover in every single game. Will Levis, I'm not sure exactly how many picks he has on the season, but I'm almost certain that he pretty much has thrown one in every single game that he's played this year. And, you know, I just would have liked to seen his decision making be a little bit better. But like I said, man, maybe it's because of the offensive line that they kind of scared to really like start airing the ball out. But they got to do something differently if they want to at least salvage the end of the season. They still got Georgia, so you never know how it's going to turn out. But we know one thing: they got to do something different because they can't just get a ball to Rodriguez every single play and he be the only person that can actually do something. Kentucky actually got a good receiving core, but they just can't get him the ball. And, you know, there was like the one play, it wasn't necessarily a bad play, but like Levis threw the ball and Dane Key got blown up and then it created an interception. So we just got to be smarter when we, you know, doing stuff like that. And Kentucky's just got to be on point, man. They got to be more focused. They got to be more locked in. And they really need more depth because when they have players that substitute, when they have players that get injured, they just kind of fall off. And when you play in high-quality SEC teams, you just can't really afford to have guys coming in the game that ain't really, you know, pretty much the same level or ready to compete at a high level in the SEC because whenever that happens, you're just going to give up too much. And that just seemed like that's what's happening in Kentucky. They just don't have enough depth yet. You know, in a couple of years, if everybody stays on the team and they continue to grow and improve, they'll probably be loaded enough to where they'll be able to compete with everybody. But they still just seem to be like maybe 2 more years away. 1 or 2 more years away from just being loaded down to where they got enough talent on the roster. But I'm still in it, man. I still love Coach Stoops. I'm still bleeding blue. I'm still going to always hate Tennessee. But unfortunately, that was just bad. It was just a terrible game. And it's actually probably the worst game that I've seen them play in a while. And things just didn't go our way, man. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here, man. And I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my weekend. And hope you guys do the same. And we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse. Derek Stevenson.